the technology, the whole markets have erupted around cryptocurrencies, and today, Bitcoin is the most famous, and it's, trading, at 7,000 some odd dollars a Bitcoin right now. And, it's created a whole speculative marketplace, in addition to the underlying technology that is blockchain.
Mm-hmm. So if I could put that in the most basic of terms and description, I'm at home, I've got a computer, somebody reaches out, says, hey, can you help support the blockchain through your network? And I say yes. Eventually I earn some cryptocurrency, and that spread around the world in terms of people supporting the blockchain. And then they created some additional currencies out of that, which a lot of us have heard of Bitcoin now. Is that probably in the lamest terms?
That is right. That's that's about it. Yeah. For example, now those computers that are actually working, they're colloquially called miners, because they're competing between each other to see who's the fastest to maintain the next page of the ledger, which is called the block. Now it's very, very Bitcoin. The Bitcoin blockchain is very, very competitive. You need big computer server farms and lots of electricity. But there's still lots of different blockchains. There's literally thousands of them, and some of them, there's still ways of mining other cryptocurrencies with your home computer if you wanted. The cryptocurrency you would earn wouldn't be as valuable as Bitcoin probably, but you never know. For me, though, the reason I wrote the book is because that part of crypto and blockchain probably isn't where entrepreneurs need to be thinking about. They need to be thinking about the actual utility of the technology, and how it applies to their businesses. And one level up from what we were talking about is a concept called a smart contract. And a smart contract is actually a computer program that runs on the blockchain and can do things. So, for example, we could have a smart contract between us that says maybe we're going to, we're going to provide a service between the two of us to other people, and instead of that client paying you and then you giving me my cut, that client would just pay an address on the blockchain, and automatically each of us would receive our cut. And it would be automatic, and it would be, that's a very, very simple example of a smart contract that solves a very real business problem, which happens all the time, joint ventures that kind of go belly up because one side doesn't keep their part of the bargain, right? We've all seen that happen. Yeah. So the technology is very, very powerful. And, even from just a simple point of view of, many, many businesses should right now be thinking about just accepting payment in cryptocurrency, just because there's, hundreds of billions of dollars of cryptocurrency out there in the market that a lot of people don't know how to spend it, don't know what to spend it on. And, that's a really great way to differentiate yourself in the market. If you're the only one of your competition that is accepting crypto as payment, then you're opening yourself up to a whole new market that, your competition's ignoring.
Why is it, do you believe, that people are so hesitant to get on board with cryptocurrency? I guess I remember seeing a Bitcoin ATM machine at the local car wash gas station, and I was so fascinated to see that and how it all worked. And, you can put some money in and get some Bitcoin out and vice versa. I thought, wow, we're really moving forward. But I've never seen anything like that since, and I guess it's been a couple years now. But why are we so hesitant to jump on board?
Well, we're hesitant because I think it's because there's this, almost the first question people ask me is, isn't that just monopoly money? You have to change a little bit your idea of what money really is. And my response to them is that, yeah, you're right, it is monopoly money, but the honest to God truth is all money is monopoly money. Mm-hmm. The only reason the US dollar has value is because we agree that, it has value, and we have faith in it. And the truth is that we pull, out of thin air, we pull trillions of dollars out of nothing. We create them with the snap of a finger, with very little thought behind it. And we don't even realize how, what that actually means about our money supply. When the Fed, which is not even which isn't even a government entity, it's actually a private corporation, creates new money, it really does affect us all. We just don't realize it. So, if Bitcoin has value, it has value because there are enough people in the world that think it has value. But that same truth is true with the dollar or the euro or the yen or any other currency. So once you kind of get your head around that idea, then you start thinking, maybe this isn't, maybe this isn't such a weird idea.
Yeah. Well, the fact is the U.S. dollar is probably more monopoly money than just about anything else out there besides monopoly.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a lot more U.S. dollars out there than monopoly money right now. And we are literally fabricating them at a very, very fast pace.
Yeah. To your point, it's kind of why I gave that really lame, basic example of crypto, because, if you're providing a service through your computer, the usage of your computer to manage the blockchain, you're trading a service for a currency. And I think a lot of times we need to understand that concept to go, oh, okay, you did something, I'm going to give you something in return. And in this case, it's a cryptocurrency. And I really do think that there's a huge learning curve for people to get involved. I want to hear a little bit more on your thoughts about companies that should be accepting cryptocurrency, especially if in your competitive set, nobody else is doing it. So as a company, if we sit around the board table and go, hey, let's start accepting cryptocurrency, what do the steps look like?
It's really not that complicated. It's, you're going to want to have first of all, I don't ever recommend that anybody do anything without educating themselves and learning a little bit. But the mechanics of it are not that complicated. I mean, you're basically, you're going to need a wallet to receive the cryptocurrency. You're going to need an account with an exchange that you can convert that cryptocurrency into dollars or whatever other currency you want, and back and forth. And then you're going to want to be able to move those dollars or from that exchange into your bank account so that you can use them, in the real world as well. So, that's kind of the process. You need to learn. I would say every entrepreneur should, first of all, just as a private person, learn to manage a little bit of crypto for themselves. Just, get that process, kind of go through the motion and learn so that you get some good practices on security. Because the one thing that is true about the blockchain and cryptocurrency is that because it's decentralized, if you lose your cryptocurrency, you've lost it. There's nobody to go and ask to help you get it back. Mm-hmm. There's no bank that you can go to and say, oh, I forgot the keys to my account. Nobody else has them. So, you do need to learn the basics of, being careful with how you manage your cryptocurrency. But once you've learned that and it's not that complicated, then the next step is just to put in place some processes so that you can accept it as payment. And usually I suggest that businesses, convert, pretty much right after they bring in the crypto, they convert it back into dollars because, you don't normally want to be speculating on the market. Crypto is volatile. It goes up and down really fast. And unless you're a trader, that's probably not what you want to be doing. But it is a great way to open yourself to new clients that are out there and they've got crypto and they don't know what to do with it. And, if you've got a product or a service that they need, then they're going to be interested in paying you in crypto. And, those clients deserve to be, to be attended to just as much as anybody else, right?
Yeah. So what your suggestion is, maybe just as an individual, take $200 or $300, buy some cryptocurrency, and start learning how it works, what you can buy, how you can exchange it, something like that.
That's right. Yeah, those are the baby steps. Yeah, you don't start off, doing the big complicated things. You start off small and you start off simple. Yeah, buy a couple $100, put it on an exchange. Convert it from one crypto to another. See it go up and see it go down. Maybe you'll make $20. Don't think you're going to get rich that way. And then, learn to move it back into your own wallet and then learn how to move it back into your bank account. And, just get familiar with the process and then start educating yourself on, the underlying technology and how you can use it in your business and how you can make your business more efficient and how you can maybe how you can use blockchain to raise money for your business. There's a whole world out there of possibilities. And, a good first step would be to grab my book on Amazon.
Okay. Can we buy that with cryptocurrency?
Amazon, no. Anybody want a copy and they want to buy it in crypto, then they can reach out to me on social media and I'll make it happen.
I love it. Talk to us about some of the opportunities out there within that segment. I mean, you've covered a few, and I all of a sudden I'm feeling the gold rush fever in me. Like, what can I be doing with this? What are we missing out on? What are some of the hot opportunities to be involved with as it relates to crypto and what's out there?
There's so much going on. I like the blockchain world has so many applications in the real world, and there's so much potential to automate business processes, to make your business more efficient. And imagine being able to do a lot of your IT processing without having to pay for servers, and there's just a whole lot of different ways to think about it. And one of the big trends right now is what we call tokenization. So imagine that, I talk about this in the book as well. Imagine that you're buying and selling real estate, and instead of actually having a deed and going through that whole complicated title process, imagine translating that process onto the blockchain, where the ownership of your of that piece of real estate is actually stored on the blockchain as a token. And you instead of owning a piece of paper that says you own this piece of property, you actually own a digital representation of that piece of paper, and then you could transfer it to somebody else just immediately. Because one of the cool things about blockchain is you can move $1 or $1 billion anywhere in the world basically in seconds, and it's going to cost you the same. There's no difference in the price, whether you're moving $1 or $1 billion. And when you start realizing that potential, and you start realizing that this helps people that don't have access to banks, it helps people that are small entrepreneurs that are looking to for new ways to grow their businesses or to get fundraising, or to, sell equity in their companies. There's just so many different possibilities that it's a real shame that entrepreneurs aren't investing their time in learning. And right now we've all got time. So it's, now is a perfect moment to really kind of, say, hey, I want to learn more about this amazing technology so that it doesn't come crashing into my industry and take me by surprise.
Yeah, you're talking about having the token and not forgetting your codes and all those things. Now, I haven't owned any cryptocurrency, but it brought me back to my own personal banking. I set up a new small business account. They sent me all my information in the mail, and then they handed me what looked like a keychain with an electronic device on it. Maybe I'm just a little old school, and I put it in a drawer and didn't think anything about it until a couple of weeks ago, and they were upgrading their systems, and they called me and said, hey, we need you to push your token and get the new code out to set up your account. I was like, what are you talking about? And they're like, that keychain we sent you. I scrambled for an hour trying to remember where I left that token, because you push it and it comes up with a new code, which I can imagine cryptocurrency is a lot like the same way. You need to know exactly what that code number is, right?
Yeah, you do need to know, you do need to learn a few best practices on how to keep your assets safe. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But one of the